I'm Veronica Stidvent, and I'm honored to be an Outstanding Young Texas Ex. When I think about when I first came to university as this 18-year-old from El Paso, and what starts here changes the world, I just would never have dreamed that years later I would have gone to the White House and been working on the kinds of policy issues and been exposed to the kinds of people and institutions that I got to be involved in. And so I think that the skills and the education we receive here really do have limitless potential to influence the world. This is one of those amazing opportunities that happens when you come to the University of Texas. We're just walking distance from the Capitol, and I had looked for an internship with the governor's office. Had interned there for Governor Richards, and then Governor Bush came on. I was also writing for the Daily Texan at the time. I was an associate editor, and I wrote a lot of columns, and someone started putting my columns in the clips that went to around to the governor and his staff. And so he started reading my columns, and eventually got interested, and one of his staffers would come through and talk about the columns and said, you need to come meet the governor. And that's how we first met. It was a wonderful opportunity. It was a great working relationship, and so after I graduated, he asked me to join his speechwriting staff and start working in his press office and doing that before I went to law school. And we kept in touch, and eventually I worked for him when he was in the White House. When you first start working in the West Wing, it's such an amazing, awesome, in the literal sense of the word, experience, because you feel the history emanating from the building itself. You think about the people who walk through those halls and the decisions that have been made in the White House. It's very humbling, and it's very exciting to work in a place like that. So it's an amazing experience. Although on one of my first days, I was running up the stairs in the West Wing, and it's very small. It's not like what people see in TV, with this big, expansive offices. You're really in these little closets. And I was running up these side stairs, and I literally stopped half an inch short of running right into Dick Cheney. I was certain I was going to give the man another heart attack. I was sure I was going to be fired for killing the vice president on my second day on the job. Part of the original mission of the Center for Politics and Governance was to address the need for Hispanic leadership, because we are having this big demographic change, particularly here in Texas, but also throughout the country. And we're seeing more Hispanic young people. And the question is, are we going to be able to take advantage of the opportunity to have this wonderful young workforce, these young leaders, really change the country for the better? And so that's something that I've been involved in, and it's been really rewarding. Well, being a Longhorn to me means being part of a much larger community. And it's about the history of the University of Texas, but also about the future. And that's what's so exciting when I come back and I see old friends, but what's even more exciting is to see the students who are graduating or coming into the university, and you just think our future's in really good hands when you see them, and are excited that the common thread that's going to bind us is this attachment to UT.